All right. That's ninth and final game against Kamado. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm going to send this one back. Don't really have a coherent game plan here. Plus a couple of awkward 3 power cards. Oh. This isn't good. I think if we can get 1 power, we might be in pretty good shape. Because then we can cast our Sarasaur. But, yeah, based off what we have right now, this isn't looking great. Oh, cool. Nightfall is really great for us. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's probably the best we could have hoped for. Oh my god. Is he playing Haunted Highway? Yep. You have a clan hero. Hmm. Now, I think it's in my best interest to try to block and kill this guy, because I don't think I can put enough power on board to killer him. Yeah, so this is coming out for sure. Hmm. Yeah, maybe we just play the Amanera, use killer on this, and then scout this turn, and then pass. Kind of like that, actually. Let's do that. So we're taking 5 right here, which is kind of a bummer. Unfortunately, I think I could have bottomed that. I'm really looking for that second primal now. So, yeah, and then we'll pass. Sure, no blocks. This is a doozy of a deck. Yep. You got that. Hmm. Do we play... I don't think we play Staff of Speed right here. It would be kind of nice because we can block the 4/4. Plus we get to take a look at what he's working with. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Ooh, Sky Snapper's... Well, Sky Snapper's not too tough. I think it's got to be this Tundra Explorer, though. Yeah, we can play like an Advanced Scout to block one of these, and then we can play the Rabid Yeti to kill the other one. And then Final Shot is just nothing. So we'll give that... Yeah, we'll make that cost extra. So if we block here, he's going to use Shiver to kill it. So I think we just block this. Yeah. Okay. Drew power. Cool. Yikes. I think it's got to be the Advanced Scout pass turn. Wow. Okay. Into the Furnace is strong. And then he's going to play his Advanced Scout right here. Would love to see a Torrential Downpour, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point. Do we have any cards that get us out of this mess? I think the answer is no. But I think we can play... Sure. We'll just run out this guy and pass turn. If we go like runner answers, we might be able to deal with these guys. Sure. Take 4. Or take 5, go to 4 rather. Oh, that's something. I don't think this gets there. Yeah. Yeah. Get that guy? Sure. You got it. Ugh, well played. Yeah, stumbled a little bit too much on power. I think if we'd gotten the second primal, we would have been in better shape. Not gonna say we would have won that one, but yeah. Well, hey, started out 0-2, ended up 6-3, so not great. Not exactly where we wanted to be, but still pretty good, all things considered. Yeah. Oh, right. Let's take a look at the deck. Imports, clipboard. Nope, that's not right. Import last draft. Yeah, so this deck was kind of interesting. I think what really ended up pulling a lot of weight was Jotun Punter, which is predictably good, and Staff of Speed. Now, Staff of Speed is... I kind of really like the ability to peek at the opponent's hand. I think it's really strong. Kind of lets you know like what tricks to play around and really what your opponent's working with. If you do it in the early turns of the game, you can see like what kind of splash they're on, which might even help you play around things you haven't seen but might anticipate coming in the future. That being said, the endurance doesn't come up too often. I mean, obviously, it makes your units good on offense and defense, but with Jotun Punter, I mean, that was just crazy. Like, we could activate this guy in the same Yeti, like, over and over and over again. Like, on a Wild Rider, we'd play a Staff of Speed on it. It'd be a 2-5, punted up to a 6-5, swing, becomes a 7-5, then comes back down to the ground and blocks as the 3-5. And we could just keep doing that ad nauseum. So this ended up working out really well. Not to say that I think any of these cards are like better or worse for this interaction, but I thought this was pretty great. Yeah, let's see, what else? I think predictably good cards are predictable. Slush Number is an interesting one because I've always thought this was kind of a linchpin of Yeti decks, but what I've found more and more to be the case with this card is that it just gets silenced or killed. It's tough to find the time to play it and then activate it. And it's usually an endeavor that requires 2 turns of like doing nothing. And when you play it on turn 4 and activate on turn 5, there's no guarantee that it'll be the biggest thing on the board. It's kind of cute if you have like other Yeti. Like there's a couple of Yeti that have like infiltrate abilities. It's kind of cool if you get those going. But yeah, honestly, it's I don't know. I think it's good, but I think Jotun Punter's just in a different league of its own. So that's something to keep in mind going forward. Yeah, let's see. Scavenging Spikeback is, I think, the main problem with this card. This may sound kind of funny, but I think the main problem with this card is that it's primal. I think it's just a little bit like primal. I feel in draft doesn't have a lot going for it. You typically need to be playing Yetis or Nightfall, and if you're not in either of those 2 decks, I guess like a couple of Skycrag decks sort of have good primal elements, just because they can do stuff like play a lot of like cheap and efficient flyers backed up by torches and pump spells. But for the most part, I think Scavenging Spikeback does not... It's kind of an awkward card that it's like too big for a lot of aggressive decks, but also like I don't think it really belongs in the Nightfall deck or the Yeti deck, in that it doesn't have Nightfall or is not a Yeti, and is not a Yeti. But still, card is good. 3-3 for 4 is not great. Overwhelm, so-so, but really the Tribute's the only reason you play this. I think the failsafe is okay, though. Speaking of which, we should talk about Pensive Lumen. I'm not high on this card. I was really high on it as a 5-4, but as a 5-3, you guys might have noticed this. Direwolf Digital balances a lot of things around like 3 toughness, and so the difference between 3 toughness and 4 toughness is gigantic in this game. Like, it feels so bad to play a Pensive Lumen, and then your opponent goes, okay, end of turn, torch it, and then like untap and go about business as usual. Same thing kind of happened with Stinging Wind. Like, that card used to be a 3-4 for 4, and it was really, really good. Then it became a 3-3 for 4, and now all of a sudden it's unplayable. Now, I thought Pensive Lumen would be pretty good because it does have that failsafe of, like, tributing up to a 7-5 for 5, but I think the floor in this card is just much below, like, much lower than I want to be playing in any of my decks. So, like, I'll play him, but I think I'm a lot less high on this card than I thought I would be, even after the nerfs. Yeah, what else is there? Stuff like Rabid Yeti. Not very excited about this. I think this card's kind of bad. And it was good in our deck, but I think it's still kind of bad. Let's see. Terrax Hatchling is good. Crafty Yeti does what it's supposed to. Sarasaur is good. Advanced Scout is solid. Yeah, I'm still very happy with Snowfort Trumpeter. I really like the way they changed this card. It makes it a little bit harder to cast, but it's not dead on like turn 5 or 6. Not to mention that it's not like inconceivable to cast this on turn 2 anyway, so That seems really good. Scaly Gruin. Yeah, so, and then I think like the last maybe notable card would be like Snow Rager. This card, I think, is unplayable outside of a Yeti deck, which can't be said of all the Yetis, but I don't know, even in a Yeti deck, like I think with 2 Jotun Punters, this card earns its place. Even at 1, maybe not. I think this card's kind of weak. I've heard that the best way to think about this is just like pay 1 draw Snowball, and if your deck is in for stuff like that, then you want to be playing Snow Rager. That being said, I just don't think it's particularly good. But yeah, I think that's most of my thoughts on these cards. Everything else kind of works as predicted. I think Island's Intervention doesn't really have... Like, I would play this for the 3... Like, if this doesn't have the Yetis get +3 health this turn, I would still, like, situationally play this. I don't think I would play this if it didn't deal 3 damage to a flyer. I think that is the main reason to play this card. And I think it is the only reason this deck, like, this card is main deckable. And then once in a while, like, your opponent plays a saddle up and you snipe it out of the air, or, you know, even better, like a stand together, and you're like, haha, nice try, Island's Intervention. But yeah, for the most part, I think this is, like, more filler than anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Would not like to save. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. This draft was kind of bizarre. I didn't quite know what to think of it going into it, and I think the interaction between Staff of Speed and Jotun Punter kind of saved our butts, like, more often than I thought it would. But that turned out to be kind of a cool deck, even though we had a bit of a rocky start. I think we were 0-2 at the beginning, and we ended at 6-2, 6-3 rather. Finally lost the very last game to Kamado, which, I don't know, it's unfortunate, but it's Kamado. What are you going to do? All right. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave any questions and comments. This is going up on Reddit and YouTube. And, you know, there's comment sections on both of those. Love to have discussions with you guys. Love to hear what you guys think. You know, it's not too far out from the latest set of, like, draft changes. Do you guys still have any thoughts or, you know, any concerns? Do you think there are any, like, sleeper strategies that people aren't really picking up on? What's been working for you? What's not been working for you? So on and so forth. Okay, well, that'll be it for this Jesture draft, and I'll see you guys next time.